Hey everyone, it's Cardboard Collector coming to you with another video. And this time we're doing it on the Mezco 112, the Shadow, Street, and Smith capsule set. I will go ahead and say, as soon as I seen that thing come up, I had the original one, but this was a must-have for me. A couple of reasons. One, I love the Shadow. Shadow's always been one of my favorite characters. I love the movie with Alec Baldwin when I was little. So I mean, just like with some of the other earlier 1930s kind of early golden age characters, Dick Tracy, the Phantom, a lot of them, and they had made a lot of these movies in the 90s. So of course I was just I soaked it up. So when Mezco started making these these golden age figures, as soon as the Shadow came out, I had to jump. And then when this one came out, I was like, yeah, do I need it? I got the original, but there was enough differences, and the fact that there was only 500 of these, and apparently they're not going to be reissuing it, and they had a lot of little goodies that came with it. I was like, yeah, I got to jump on it. So more than likely, after I do this review and can do the comparison with my old one, I'll probably end up selling my old one because I do like this one a little bit better. It kind of sucks because it's like the old one came with some different things. I mean, there's a lot of stuff the same. But there's some stuff that are different as far as like certain things they came with, accessory wise. But it's like, oh man, I kind of want to combine the two, or kind of want to maybe turn the other one into a custom Alec Baldwin kind of the Shadow. But I think that figure's a little too expensive to be trying to customize. But oh well. Anyways, that's not what we're here for. We're here for this guy right here. So let's get into this review. So as you can see, beautiful. I love the look of him. I mean, he looks so good. You got the cape. Underneath, you have his signature coat here, peacoat jacket, kind of thing. And then underneath the suit is, you can't really see it, and I don't want to undo it because I have such a hard time getting these things back on, but as you can see, it's a black suit, black tie, a black shirt, everything underneath the suit, black cape. So the differences here is, and I'll go ahead and pull, well, some of the differences you can just kind of see right off the bat here, is that sorry for the hitting the camera. As you can see, the inside of the cape here is black now, whereas the other one was red. The inside of the other one's shirt, instead of the black tie and blacked out everything, it was like a white button-up shirt, red tie with a black jacket. But everything else, I believe, is just about the same. Head sculpts are a little bit. All the head sculpts are the same. This one came with less head sculpts, but we'll get into the items. But anyways, but I mean, really good looking figure. If you've seen I got my mask just on perfect, but you can take down the mask and see the face underneath. And here, like I said, the face underneath is the same as the original. And let me get my original one here. I was going to save him for the comparison stuff, but just so you can see, 'cause I got my mask on pretty good right there. The face sculpt is exactly the same as this one under that one, so they didn't change anything like that. The only thing they changed was just a few the color difference, stuff like that. As you can see, the red cape on the original one here, and then the inside of the suit is got a white with a red tie, but it was still the black coat and everything. So yeah, those were the major differences as far as the look of the figure. Articulation wise, he's got the same articulation as anything else that's wearing. So with the jacket, it is going to be hindered, but you can get the arms. Well, we'll start with the head. Sorry, I don't know why I started with the arms. Head's on the ball joint. He can, well, mine's trying to come off. He can look up about that far. He can look down about that far. Look up, down there. He can crack his neck side to side. It is on a good ball joint and neck peg, so he's got a lot of range of motion there. The arms, You can move up the arms with the jacket and everything. I can get it about that high. Spread them out here. You can kind of get a T-pose in the jacket. Like I said, I'm not taking this thing off. You can definitely get more articulation if you take everything off, but I'm not taking it off because, like I said, I have a heck of a time trying to get it back on. No butterfly joints. You do have a double double elbow or double joint at the elbow. You do have the wrist articulation here is on the ball joint, so you can move it around, hinge it every which way. You can 360. You got a lot of movement there. Ab crunch, he can kind of get with everything because he's wearing a lot of layers. He can get down about that far. He can look back about that far. Like I said, he's wearing a lot of layers, but you do have in there legs can kick up that high. He can kick back about that far. You do have a upper thigh joint here, double jointed knees. You do have ankle pivot, and they can point down about that far, point up about that far, and then side to side ankle rocket there. Base, it's the basic suit guy movement, as I would call it for Mezco, because you have a lot of the dudes in the suits, whether it be a lot of the Dick Tracy guys and some of the Black Skulls and a lot of anybody that has like these John Constantine. You have that basic body movement in the suit, and like I said, the more layers you take off of him, when you start taking off the coat and you start taking off a bunch of stuff, yes, you will get more movement out of them, and that's just it with any of them, and it's just because of the layers of clothes. But you gotta think realistically, if you were wearing all those layers of clothes, you probably wouldn't have as much movement either. So, in saying that, like I said, the articulation is just like the normal Mezco body or suit articulation for a person wearing a suit. So, anyways, getting that out of the way, let's move into one of my favorite parts, the accessories here. I'm gonna get my trusty little tweezers because there's a lot of small parts here and I don't want to lose them. So, starting off, one of the biggest changes here is we have a new head sculpt. And as you can see, it's a blacked out, like, shadow head sculpt. And it's the only other head sculpt he comes with. And you can see the white eyes piercing in the dark. I mean, that looks cool. That'll make some really good photos later. I can't wait to play around with that. Then let's move into the hands. So, with the hands, you have... Let's see. You've got your trigger finger hands. And you've got... You got one of each of those. Well, if I can't even hold it with tweezers. You got one pair of trigger finger hands here with the ring and one without the ring. So for your left and right hand. Every single version of the left hand will have the ring. You have your item holding hands. Right here. You have a open pair of splayed hands, or like I just threw something hands, or invisible choke hands. Looks like a Darth Vader, I'm gonna choke you hand kind of thing. Let's see, and then we have this hand right here. It's kind of like a like an Obi-Wan pose almost. I don't know what you would call this. It was just kind of their hand, but they do. So they have this same hand here, and they have it with an effect piece for this one. And this is like him using this. I think it's like his power, like when he's blinding somebody, like or trying to throw an illusion kind of thing at him, using his powers. And then you have a pointer hand here, and a lot of these hands are just for the left side with the ring side. There's not very many right ones unless it's a trigger finger, or an item holding hand, or a fist. And that's just because, most time there's a lot of left-handed stuff for him, and that's the side with the ring and everything. So they're getting a lot of that kind of stuff just with the ring, which is fine. That doesn't bother me. Moving on here, the next item here we have is a scarf going around his face. So that right here that he already has is a red scarf that I tied that comes with him, kind of around his face, because I like that flowy kind of scarf look. And of course, shadow to me has always got to be a red scarf, but I like that kind of flowy looking red scarf better because it's got bendable wire, so you can really get some good posing out of it. Versus, so the other one I use on my other, the other shadow I have is this scarf stuff is in red and this one's in black. It's to go with that kind of dark aspect that we're getting here, more of that shadowy aspect. He does come with a knife here. He comes with, I don't think I need the tweezers right now. He does come with these like suction cup climbing devices. You know, if he's like sucking the cup to a window or something and climbing up. And they do have those little rubber suction cups on them there. And we've seen these with a few different figures, I think like some of the Agent Gomez's and stuff. He has a grapple hook. Again, something we've seen with a few different other figures. They added that with him. He has a Tommy gun. Again, some things we've seen with other figures. It comes with an extra magazine. He has 2 sets of holsters. Got one here. And it's depending on the style that you want to use them on. So these right here will have the guns kind of pointed inward. So it kind of wears it like that so you can pull them out, holster them. And the ones I have on them, I think are the kind of the ones I remember from the movie where they're more or less standing straight up like that. And he could reach in by the handles and pull them out. And then as you can see here, I already have the guns inside the holster. And that's something else. You'll come with 2 of these. Well, mine does not want to come out. Oh, well, there goes his head. There we go. It comes with these 1911 pistols. It comes with 2 of them, 1 for each side. And they look really good. And mine's head and mask just came off, so we're going to have to fix that also. So I'm going to put that back there. Let me get this mask back on. I had it just right. Mine's head seems to pop off, kind of. I don't know why. Certain little things here and there. There we go. I'll just kind of pose him up there. Okay. But let's see. So guns. Okay. Sorry, I lost track. It was a lost little track there. Then you have some shooting effects here. You have these. This little singular kind of bullet effect. And you've seen a lot of these with a lot of the other Mezco figures with guns. This kind of machine gun like bullet spray effect. And then you have the big bullet spray effect with the Tommy gun. And then you have a big burst there. And then you have this one also that kind of same thing for the Tommy gun. And then it comes with some of these little smaller ones for the pistol, and these are new. These are kind of new. I don't think I've seen many of these with some of the figures, and I could be wrong. I may have some of these figures that have them, but I don't quite remember. But you have these little pieces right here that are kind of like a little shot, and then you have these right here with the little lines coming. It's like a multi kind of. You see the bullet up top here, and it's got multi little spots. That's pretty cool. And then it comes with extra magazines for the pistols, 2 for each. And then that's it. And then the last thing you get with it is this crystal ball with a crystal skull in it. And I think that's really cool. I think the other one came with like a typewriter, and then his like this little TV like device where he communicates with some of his followers and stuff. So that's it for as far as the accessories. But so some of the extras you get with it, push this a little further. Sorry, this video is getting a little long, but there's, like I said, there's a lot of stuff with it. So one thing you get is this cool shadow pin. And that looks really cool. Little collector's items. The next thing that we have here is a coin. It says the Shadow Knows. It's got a picture of the shadow there. And on the back, it says, Who knows what evil lurks in the heart of men? It's got a picture of like some skulls there in the shadow in the background. And then you flip it, that's how the Shadow Knows. And that's like, his quote. Let's see. Then next, you have this kind of old style comic books poster. This got the shadow on it. It's like one of his original looking comics back from the Golden Age. And I haven't removed any of this from the wrap. I'm probably going to end up framing that because I do really enjoy that. Oh, there's one other accessory I forgot because I had it up here with the poster. You get this smoke effect, which we've seen with a couple of different figures, Batman, a few different, the Gold Skull Ninjas and stuff like that. So that's a smoke effect like you've seen with a couple of other ones. Sorry, forgot about that one. And then last, certainly not least, one of my favorite things that you get with this offering is the ring. And it's the same ring that Shadow uses, that he communicates with his followers. In the ring right here, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a name, and it says Lamont Cranston, which is the alter ego of the Shadow. And then you have just some of the writing on the inside here for the copyright, stuff like that. But in the ring, it's metal. I'm not really sure what it's made out of. It's like a sterling silver, or not sterling silver, but like a die cast kind of thing. I'm not really sure what it's made out of, but it's a pretty sturdy looking ring. It's a little too small for my fingers. I got fat fingers, unfortunately, which sucks because I would really enjoy wearing it. The only thing I can wear it on is a pinky ring, and I am not a pinky ring type of guy. Let me phrase it this way: I would wear it on my pinky, but I'm not the kind of person that could pull it off. That's what I'm going for. So, anyways, I think that's all the accessories and everything that came with it. There was a lot of stuff there. Since we got that out of the way, let's move into the size comparisons, or the comparisons in general. I think that's what everybody came for. So starting off, like I said, the first comparison we really have to do is to get him with the original Shadow. So, like I said, biggest differences. Let me get this one to stand. There we go. Biggest differences between the two is like I said, the suit mainly, and then some of the accessories that it comes with. This one came with a lot more head sculpts. I will say that. This one only comes with one or two, but you got your main one here like they have. But alternate head sculpts. This one I think had about 3 of them, and there was like a laughing head sculpt looking, and there was a couple different like a smirk kind of different things. Now I don't mind not having as many head sculpts as this one. Don't get me wrong. Really, if I wanted to, because the head sculpts aren't really different. You could just take the head sculpts from one and put them on that one if you really wanted to. Now that I'm looking at it, almost the hat looks like it has like a different paint job or something. Like this one, for some reason, looks a little darker to me than that one, but I think it's just my eyes, and I've had this one for a long time. I think it's just my eyes. Anyways, so yeah, you can interchange the head sculpts back and forth. They're going to fit the same head. So, if you already have both of these, and you got, between the two, you just pick which one you like the best, and then you can mix and match stuff, or don't. It's up to you. It's your toy. Do whatever you want to with it. Me, preferably, I kind of like the other hand effect that came with this one. I like that kind of reddish orange kind of effect that it came with. So I might end up, switching out. And then, like I said, this one came with a few different things, and this one didn't. This one had a lot more, collectible items, like I was just showing. But as far as the differences between these two, it's just color scheme. It is literally just color scheme between the figures. Everything else is the same, except, like I said, the only difference is color scheme with inside the cape. The little mask here is red instead of black. And then the suit's the red tie with a white button-up shirt and everything. But that's it. That is the only differences between these two. So if you got this one and you're happy with them, that's fine. If you want this one, go for this one. Personally, I'm a big fan of the Shadow. I have both, of course. Will I end up keeping both? It's hard to say. I would probably like to keep some of the effects from the original one, but keep this one. I like this one a little bit better because I like the all black. I'm a big fan. Black's my favorite color, so of course the all black's for me. And I would like to keep a lot of the effects of this one, but sell this one. Mainly just some of the effects that didn't come with this one. I think some of the head sculpts maybe and stuff, but I don't know. But with the head sculpts, it's not a big deal to me either because it's like he's behind a mask, so he's got a scarf on his face. You can't really see the facial expressions, and I'm not going to take the mask off. That's kind of his allure. I mean, yeah, his mask comes off. I mean, he's not always wearing the mask in the comics and stuff, but it's just part of the allure of the Shadow. Like he's supposed to be covered up. That's just the vigilante look. Anyways, but all right, we're getting a little pressed for time here, so I'm gonna move on. So comparing him with some of his other 1930s counterparts, here is the Mezco 112 Dick Tracy. And I'm having a problem with all these standing. So there's Dick Tracy. And then here is a custom Phantom figure that I have. He's a little taller than the rest of them. But, this is kind of like the 1930s Golden Age trio for me. Especially with some of the movies they made in the 90s. This is like my Mount Rushmore of the Golden Age trios that weren't like, Marvel Comics or DC or something like that. So there's those. Speaking of DC, here he is with the Golden Age Batman. Because I think it's only fair to put him up here with Batman. And then another person I consider Golden Age. Here is the MDX Popeye. Mezco MDX Popeye. I just feel like, he kind of deserves to be up there with him. Yeah, he's not, vigilante like the rest of them, but he is in that, Golden Age 1930 section. So I feel like, he kind of deserves to be up there a little bit. So there's that. Continuing on here I have one more Mezco offering. But I think Doc Knock kind of fits in the Shadows realm. Man, I would love to see my dude Doc Knock here. I would love to see these two team up. I think that would be amazing. Can't get Doc Knock to stand for me right now. Come on, Doc. I'm right up there with D Amazing in saying that I love Doc Nocturnal. I think Doc Nocturnal from the original figure up was some of my favorite stuff. So seeing these two together, I think that's cool. I think I could really see them doing some teaming up and be really cool to see that. But there he is with Doc Knock. Some other lines. Here he is with the Mafex Deadpool. I don't see him team up with Deadpool, but it could happen. Maybe, you never know. Universe crossover stuff happens. Here he is with the Thousand Toys Hellboy. That may be a little bit more likely. I don't think that the Shadow deals with a lot of monsters or creatures. He might. He could be wrong. Maybe I missed some stuff in the comics I don't remember. But he is part of the paranormal. He does have those kind of powers. So, who knows? Maybe it could cross over. So, there's just a few different offerings there. So you can kind of see the sizes. Anyways, so long story short, this video went a lot longer than I wanted to, but there was a lot of stuff here. So let's just kind of go with this. If you already have the original Shadow and you're fine with the original Shadow, stay with the original Shadow. Because, yes, both of them are expensive. I've seen this one go from anywhere from about $325 on the aftermarket to $400 at the most. Would I pay that? It's up to you, man. Like that's your call with some of these prices. I mean, yeah, he was $175. You missed out a lot of that. And what sucks is the people that this was kind of for. Either you want him because you're a big fan of him, or two, you missed out on the first round. And I think a lot of people pick these up and with just buying all of them out in the intention of they're just trying to resell them to make the money, like scalping. It happens. It's in everything. It's just one of them facts of life. And so that kind of sucks because the people that missed out on both of them at this point now, and it's like, well, that kind of sucks. But especially since the other one didn't really dive. I mean, yeah, the other one was going for probably about $400 easy before this one came out. And now it's like that one dropped a little bit, but not by much because I guess there's enough differences where, people would rather have the original one versus this one or vice versa. So people are still paying, insane prices both ways. But, I say that to say this. It's your collection, it's your figures, it's your money. If you want to buy it, for God's sakes, buy it. I'm not going to say don't buy it, because I enjoy the figure. I love it. I think it's a great figure. And I love the Shadow as a character. And this is by far, I like it a little bit. I dare to say I almost like it a little bit better than the original, just because of the color scheme, really. But, those are my final thoughts. I mean, I like it. I think it's a great figure. Buy it. If you want it, just buy it. But if you don't want it and you like the original one, just keep it. Or if you don't have either and you're trying to decide which one you want, I hope this kind of helps you, because you can kind of see the differences. I don't have I wish I had a review on the original Shadow figure, so you can kind of see some of the different accessories and stuff. I didn't want to. My video is already running long enough as it is. I didn't want to have to try to bring out those accessories, but I'm sure, there's other YouTubers, D-Amazing, I know for sure has a video on the original Shadow figure, so check that out so you can kind of see the differences between the two. Anyway, so if you enjoyed this video, I hope that you'll give it a like, that you'll comment on it, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, I hope you at least found it informational, informative, and please, if you enjoyed this, and if you did enjoy the video, feel free to subscribe to my channel. A little subscribe, click for you is a big click for me. That means a lot for me. I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers. That's my goal. I was trying to do it by the end of June, but we're not quite there yet. We're at 442, so we're very close. We're very close, and I'm hoping to make it by 500 pretty soon, because that would be a dream for me. And I've really enjoyed doing this. I enjoy putting these videos out there and showing my photos at the end and everything. And it's been a lot. It's been really good for me, and I really enjoy it. And I also have social media in the description below that I post my pictures on also. And I talk to people when there any kind of questions they ask me. I'll try to answer the best I can. I usually try to post something just about every day. The last 2 weeks I kind of slacked off because of Father's Day and some other stuff. So I'm trying to jump back on there and get with some of these reviews and get back on the train. So in closing, I hope that you are having a good day, good night, wherever you're at. I hope that you're safe, and I hope that your collecting will always be fruitful. Later, guys.